This is Tip TV Finance with me, Jenny Hammond and Zach Meir, and joining us down the line is Scott Grant, Director of London South East. Scott, good to have you with us today.
Morning, Jenny.
So looking at markets, what's catching your eye? What's hot at the moment?
Yeah, what's hot on lse.co.uk? I've headed for our most traded first of all. So this is most traded via London South East traded. Number one, we've got FITB. I think to say most traded, sometimes people can think of buys as opposed to sells, but of course it's a combination of both. So in the last 7 days, FITB has had two sells, should I say, for every one buy in terms of, no, sorry, I think I've got that the wrong way around actually. So it's 2 buys for every 1 sell. Because FITB has been quite an interesting share in the last week. We had a very big spike in the share price one day, and now it's actually settled down a little bit. I think it was at 0.17, had its spike, and now settled back to 0.27. So hence it's our most traded. Another one of interest, recently listed, number 4 in our most traded, is ZEN Energy, and they've got very much 1-to-1 ratio of buys to sell. So still an interesting new stock which people are trading in.
Anything surprising there that you're really looking at, or anything to avoid?
Not particularly, no. I mean, I think it's a lot of these new listings, they get that sort of initial impetus, that initial gusto behind them. Obviously, people are really interested. Anything that's not stale and is a bit new and perhaps has a good story behind it, that they would run at. But as I said, it seems to have calmed down slightly now, and for every one buy, we've had 1 sell in the last week.
But hasn't it been quite a phenomenon? I mean, the market was expecting like a big story, and then it just turned out it had 60 grand's worth of deals or something like that. So it was a false alarm as far as, or a false dawn as far as the shares were concerned.
I think possibly, yeah. They released an RNS, a trading update, on the 19th of January, and in that they said they'd shipped 14,000 of what they call their Orb devices to a company that was taking part in a corporate sort of fitness challenge. And obviously, yeah, impressive figures, but perhaps one swallow doesn't make a summer. How much 14,000 Orb devices cost for a company, or whether it's some form of lost leader. As you say, Zach, whether it's was a story and now seems slightly less of a story, I'm not so sure, but people certainly got interested around the trading update and what they perceive to be some positive news of corporations engaging with FITB.
And what about, I mean, the resources areas are very, very hot. Zenith is obviously there in the front, but are there any other resources companies which are coming through?
Our most discussed in the last 7 days, we've also had, surprise, FITB at number 1, but number 5 we've had a company called EDL, which I was going to mention as well. They released an RNS yesterday and it detailed a partnership with a Chinese company called, I think I'm saying this right, Sino-Hydro, and it's actually to co-develop the Rukwa coal to power project. So that's pretty interesting. Again, really great story, hence it becomes number 5, and I think it was actually number 1 yesterday on our most chatted about, most discussed shares, and the share price actually went up by over 50% yesterday. I think certainly for a lot of these smaller energy companies, for them to actually, of course, tie up a deal with a well-funded, well-established, cash-rich Chinese company is always going to be a fantastic story. So as I said, their RNS about their partnership with Sino-Hydro, and that was Edenville.
But the other story with Edenville was that in the summer, the Tanzanian government banned coal imports. So from that time on, the stock was in play as a speculative situation anyway, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and again on lse.co.uk, I said certainly the chat community is extremely vibrant. People looking for that share that can perhaps move up by 2, 3, even 10 times. So as you say, yeah, speculative play from that point onwards, and possibly as of yesterday, some of those dreams have come true.
Scott, thank you. Scott Grant there from London South East.